Let's see. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I decided to go live for this, so if you can bear with me. We will get our cells together, and I'm going to show you how to do these sugar sheets that everybody is talking about nowadays. Yep. I'm going to show you these sugar sheets. So if you have any cake friends that you want to, don't mind the puppers in the back. He's upset because when I'm cooking, he can't play with Mom. He'll be all right. You got any caker friends who's serious, who wants to learn how to do this? Join them. Invite them. Everybody come in, come in, come in, come in. Max, you be nice. Stop all that fussing. Sorry, again, for the puppers. Okay. Making sugar sheets. There's so many different tutorials. It is literally super, super, super easy to do. I thought it was going to be difficult, so I went ahead and I tried it last night for you guys. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Bring all your friends in. Bring them in, bring them in, bring them in, bring them in. Everybody's going to love how to do this tutorial because as cakers, they're going to want to do it. It's the newest craze. Isaiah, come get Max. It's the newest craze, so come on in, come on in, come on in. You need the simplest ingredients to do this. Again, I wanted to go live with this instead of just doing a video so I can get you guys this info sooner than later. Come and get Max. I didn't stutter. He's making noise. He's driving me nuts. All right. So what you need, you'll need a kitchen scale just to weigh things out. I'm doing a small amount today, a small amount for the sugar sheets. Super, super small amount because, well, I don't want to make a lot right now. So you got your bowl, and I have my sugar, right? I'm using corn syrup or glucose syrup. Some countries call it glucose syrup. I'm using corn syrup. Easy peasy corn syrup. Come on in, guys. Come on in. And then you need your food coloring. I'm going to make peach today. I'm going to do peach. My soft gel, my paste. All right? So super easy. Oh, and you need your utensil. I'm going to use my palette knife. We'll use this one. Because we got to mix it up. We got to get it. Let me get some gloves. You also... So I've seen people use the 2 mats. I tried that last night. I didn't like it too much. So we're also going to need some parchment paper. A little bit of parchment paper, okay? I tried rolling it out with the 2 mats. It did not like it too much. It actually stuck to it. And that sucked. Because I had to start all over again. So I'm going to show you what works for me, which I think will work for a lot of other people as well, okay? So I weighed out 100 grams of sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my bowl, okay? Weighed out 100 grams of sugar. And then I measured out 30 grams of cornstarch. 31, because some of it's going to get left in the bowl, okay? I thought it would be a good idea last night to add the color and then mix it, but I didn't get an even distribution of color. So I'm going to try it a little bit different with you guys. I'm going to use peach today. I'm going to mix it in the cornstarch. So I'll add, come on, a couple drops to, that's good enough, okay? We'll go ahead and we'll get it all mixed up in there, because if you want even color, if you want it to look more marbled or look like more of like a stone, especially if you're looking for like ash colors, I'd say drop it into the sugar and let it do what it do, and then you'll get like a more rustic look. And then I have my Tylose powder. Okay, last night I used a half a teaspoon, nice consistency. Once it was dry, let me show you real quick. I'm gonna show you real quick. Hold on, bear with me. So this is a sugar sheet that I made last night, right? Whoop. Half a teaspoon. It's still flexible of the Tylose powder, isn't that? And so you see, because I mixed it in the sugar instead of in the corn syrup, I have like the darker spots, but I like it. It's cute. I like it. So that was last night's. I'm gonna finish this. I don't know what I'm gonna use this one for, but it's okay. We're gonna use it for something, okay? So today, I'm gonna try a little bit different. It's nice, it's pliable, but I want it a little bit more pliable. So I'm gonna use 1/4 of a teaspoon and a sprinkle. Make sense? 1/4 of a teaspoon of sprinkle. If you're gonna do this just for the first time, go ahead and use a half a teaspoon, but I'm gonna use 1/4 of a teaspoon and a sprinkle. So let me get my 1/4. I'm gonna sprinkle it in the sugar and a sprinkle. Oops, look at me making a mess. Okay, I got my sprinkle in and a little bit inside there. It's okay, it won't go to waste. Okay. Woo! My sprinkle turned into a mess. And then I'm just gonna add the cornstarch to it. Now I watched tutorials where they would put the sugar in the bag, add the color, sprinkle the, like mix it inside like a Ziploc bag. I find this is easier. And then they sprinkle the sugar on top. That's too much work. I'd rather do it this way. Everything in a bowl, right? I'm gonna try to get as much of that out of there as possible. If not, it's okay, because I measured for waste or loss, as they say, not waste, loss. Put that in the sink. And we're just gonna mix it. You're gonna mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it. Okay. Well, that's a bright peach. Ooh. It's more of an orange than a peach, but it's okay. I'm gonna work with it. It's nice. So we're gonna get it all mixed up. Get it all mixed up. Like so. Oh, it's lightning, it's lightning. You want it completely mixed, completely mixed, completely mixed. If you're just joining me, we're doing sugar sheets, y'all. Like I said, there's a lot of tutorials out there, and they're all wonderful. I know this one, I fooled around with it last night, and I know it works for me. So I figure if it works for me, it'll work for y'all too. And there's not a lot of steps. So it's simple. Okay. Working it in, working it in, working it in. Beautiful. See, not too bad, right? Not too bad? I don't think it's too bad. What do you guys think? Not too bad? Pretty simple, right? Now, of course, I wanted a lighter peach, but I got color happy. So if you don't, if you want a lighter color, just mix less into it. Because you know, colors darken as it gets, as it sits. So get that all out of there. All right. Now I'm going to place it onto our mat. Like so. Get it all out. Place it onto my mat. Like this. Okay. And I have some dark spots. Sorry, I didn't incorporate it, but it's okay. No worries. We'll fix it. Like so. I'm going to take my parchment paper. I gotta get some more. I'm going to lay it on top. Move this out the way. And, oh, my rolling pin. Now, if you're making a larger cake, of course, you're going to need more than what I'm doing right now, but I don't have a cake to put it on because I'm just making it. I'm making it. So, we're flattening it out. And we're just going to roll it. Be gentle. It's okay. It's not going to look pretty at first, but we'll get it there. And you're just rolling it out. You're spreading the sugar. Rolling it out. Like so. Okay, see how that doesn't stick to that parchment paper? If you use the silicone mat, it will stick on there. I learned that last night. And so, of course, you want the pretty one edge for the bottom of the cake. So you take a cutting tool and you get your side. And then watch this. You just take your sugar, and move it over here. Let me just place it. Let me place it in. Fill in any gaps or holes. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Now the Tylose, like everything else, helps it to dry a little bit faster, so you will have to work with it a little bit quicker, but that's okay. I'm not gonna say not use the Tylose because honestly I haven't done it without it, but I'm pretty sure you can. You just have to wait for it to dry a little bit longer. And you're just rolling it out until you get it to the awesomeness that you want it. You use more for a bigger cake, less for a smaller cake, but at the end of the day, you'll have it. Mine's a little rough. Okay. And if there's any cracks or holes in there, oop, I gotta change my gloves because I got the stickies on there. I'm gonna change my gloves. So I have a few cracks in mine, but that's okay. Make sure your gloves are clean. And we can fill them in with the little pieces of sugar that we pull off. So you just fill it in. Clean gloves, fill it in, push it together, push it together, pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. super pretty. Okay. Now, like I said, I only made a little bit, but if I would have made more, doubled or tripled the batch would have worked. I would have had a whole nice little thing here, but I like it. It's rough. I like it. It's not perfect. It'll go cute on a little teeny tiny cake. Like I said, waste not, want not. Press it in. Like I said, just be gentle. And you just roll it, because you want all of it to be rolled. Like so. And that's it. That is the sugar sheet. Now you would leave this to dry. You can let it dry for 12 to 24 hours. Or what I did is, my oven doesn't go low, go to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know if anybody else's oven does for 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But what I did is I preheated so I can get it done faster. I preheated my oven to 175. And then once it got to 175, let me go ahead and do that. Now, they're off. I preheat my oven to 175, and then once it got up to the preheated for 175, I let it stay for about 5 minutes, and then I turned it off. I turned it off, and I waited for an additional 5 minutes, and then I put it on my cookie sheet. I'll take this off. Put this on my cookie sheet, and then I put it in the oven for about 5-10 minutes. Took it out and just let it cool completely. So I'll move this aside. Clean up a little bit. Okay. And I got this. So this was my product from last night. Just fooling around. Like I showed you earlier, it's pliable, it's movable. I added a little glitter to it. Can you see the sparkle? Can you see it? I like it, I like it. So this is an ash color. And so what they do after that is they get their fancy, I'll get my little paintbrush. One of my paintbrushes. And I have my, I think I'll do bronze. My burnt bronze. I like to use the Edible Art decorative edible paints. It's better than, in my opinion, mixing. God, I hate mixing the dust, the cold dust in the vodka. They already did it for me. We'll use bronze. And then you don't need a lot, so I'll just pour it in the cap. My paintbrush. And we can go along the edges with it. So how they do. Look at that. Can you guys see it? And you just paint your edges. Like so. Paint your edges like so. And you can use this pretty little thing as an accent to your wedding cakes, or if you have a fancy anniversary cake, or if you know someone who's just fancy and would love to have something like this on their cake. There you go. What do you think, guys? Okay, so my oven preheated already to the 175. I'm gonna let it sit because you know sometimes ovens lie. You're just gonna paint. Paint like so. On there. If you want to do a whole cake with this, depending on the size, I would play around with, I would say for a 6-inch round cake that sits approximately maybe 4 inches high, the recipe that I gave you, I would triple it. I would use 300 grams of sugar to the 90 grams of the sugar glucose or corn starch, corn syrup. So you just keep painting it. Oh, it does look pretty. I like it. I wasn't sure about the browns, but I like it. I like the way the browns came out. So if you guys thought that, oh my goodness, the sugar sheet was going to be ridiculously hard to do, yes, it is a little bit sticky. But as long as you have your parchment paper in the right ratios, it'll be a little bit sticky, but like I said, the Tylose helps to dry it out a little bit. Helps it dry, the surface part dry faster. I wish I could have seen from the beginning. I just got on. What was the recipe? I missed the beginning. Oh, okay, so the original recipe for the sugar sheet, and I'll post this. I'm gonna post this so you guys can go back on this. Original recipe is 100 grams of sugar. So get a kitchen scale, 100 grams of sugar. And then, well, what I'll do is I'll convert it to cups. And I'll put that, I'll add it to this post. 100 grams of sugar, 30 grams of corn syrup. If you're not in the United States and you don't have corn syrup, but if you have glucose syrup, you can use glucose syrup. And then a half a teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon of Tylose powder. And that's it. And then your favorite your favorite coloring, your paste, your gel food coloring. And how much gel food coloring you use is all determined by how bright of a color you want. Let me go turn my oven off. Okay. So I turned it off. I'm gonna let my oven sit for just a wee bit. Just a little bit, let it sit. I'm gonna take this one and we're gonna put it in the oven and let it cool. I'm gonna move this one over. Oh, what do you guys think? Do you like this one? I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty. I like the ash and the gold. I probably should have did silver. Oh, I probably should have did silver. So even though I haven't baked it yet with the Tylose, you see how it's lifting off already? It's already coming off. Isn't that nice? So it's drying a little bit already. So I don't really need it. This one, like I said, this one I only use 1/4 of a teaspoon of Tylose and a sprinkle. So this one is going to be a little bit more flexible, which is fine with me. It's going to be great. It's already drying. And so you can see where it wasn't mixed very well with the sugar because it's a little bit darker. This is the parts that are going to have to dry. That's my fault, guys. But look already. Slowly. It's not. It's flexible. Oh, I broke it. Almost. It's almost there. But this is with a 1/4. of a teaspoon. Almost there. Okay? Almost there. All right, so my oven is off. I let it sit. I'm gonna put that one in the oven for a little bit. And you're gonna be like, oh my God, it's sugar, it's gonna melt. No, by now my oven went from 175 to a little bit lower to approximately, well, let me look at my thermometer. What's the temp now? Because I have an oven thermometer. Oh. It's down to 165 right now. So the temperature drops. I'm just gonna let it sit in there. That's gonna help it dry some more, okay? It's gonna let it help. It's gonna get it to dry a little bit more so it comes together and you can play with it, okay? And you can do what you need to do with your cake. So I'm just gonna get one of my cake pans just for fun, okay? Let me take it off, take it out, because I didn't prepare a cake yet. And the thickness, I want to say it's a little bit, about maybe an 1/8 of an inch. You see? It's not buckling. It's the right thickness where it's not buckling. It's not breaking with me molding it around the cake pan. Okay? I'm going to put this on a cake. I'm going to bake me a cake tonight. And I'm going to put this on and I'm going to post pictures of the final product. Okay? But look at that. It stands up on its own. Well, attached to the cake. And I didn't have to do much. Okay? Oh, Abba, no worries. I'm going to save and I'm going to post this video. And you can rewatch it. Okay? I promise you. I'm going to post it. And you can rewatch it. It's going to be marvelous. So don't worry about it. We're going to get you together. But isn't that pretty, guys? Like I said, this one was the one that I had finished up and I had used, and I had did the 1/2 teaspoon of Tylose. Absolutely perfect, still flexible. It has the sugar on it. I even decorated the top with the gold. I'll probably do a little bit more. But other than that, guys, sugar sheets are easy. Super, super, super easy. And if you follow this recipe and a little patience with molding and moving it around, it's super easy. You're gonna love it, okay? So I'll have more tutorials for more of the craze coming out. Also some wicked awesome moist chocolate cake recipes for you guys coming up soon. If you enjoyed this, please go ahead and tell your friends to come on down, because I will do so much more. So many more tutorials for you guys. Super easy. I'm going to let that other one, uh-oh, I made a mess with my gold stuff. I'm going to let that other one do what it does, because like I said, it's in the oven right now. I didn't mean to spill my gold. It's in the oven right now. It's not in there long because it's just getting warm enough for it to. Let me take it out. Hot, 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 hot. I should have worn gloves. Okay, and I'm gonna let it cool. It's just gonna cool just like this. I'm gonna let it cool. And that sugar sheet will be done by tonight. Once it's completely cool, I think I'm going to put silver around that border on that one. I think that's what I'm going to do. But that's it, guys. That is it. The easiest, straightforward tutorial you're going to get for sugar sheets. No having to put color in the bag and shake the sugar up and then sprinkle the sugar and then wait for it to dry. No. We're going to do everything in one bowl. We're going to roll it out. We're going to bake it for a little bit, and then that's it. And then we're done. So again, I appreciate everyone who came out to watch the tutorial. I will convert the measurements from grams to cups or tablespoons for you guys. For those of you who do not have a kitchen scale, But if you're cakers and you're making macaroons to put on top of your cakes, you should have a kitchen scale. But if you don't, I will go ahead and I will convert them over. But you guys are amazing. I will see you again. Check me out tomorrow because I'm going to show you how I make the most moistest, the most delicious chocolate caramel espresso cake. So if you want to see that, check back with me tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful, beautiful evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.